Something strange happens when you watch a really good video. You feel the impact of every single moment. A door closes with a solid thud. Footsteps echo down a long hallway. Transition from one scene to another just feels powerful and seamless. But here's the most interesting part, secret that separates the pros from the beginners. Most of those sounds, the ones that make the video feel so real and immersive, weren't actually recorded when the video was filmed. They were added later. This, my friends, is the magic and power of sound design. Professional editors know something that most people just starting out completely ignore. Video is only half of the experience. The visuals tell you what's happening, but the sound creates the emotion. It's what makes you feel something. Just try to imagine watching your favorite action movie, maybe a big fight scene, but with absolutely no sound effects. No punches landing, no footsteps scrambling on the ground, no sense of the environment around the characters. Suddenly that incredible high-stakes scene feels flat, empty, and almost boring, even if the visuals are absolutely stunning. That's because our brains are hardwired to rely heavily on audio cues to truly understand and process what's happening around us. It's a fundamental part of how we experience the world. So, how do the pros do it? How do they use sound to create such a powerful impact? Well, they use a few key techniques to guide your attention and shape your emotional response. One of the most common and effective techniques is called layering sounds. Instead of just grabbing one single sound effect and dropping it into the timeline, they'll combine multiple sounds to create a unique, rich, and textured audio moment. For example, think about a simple transition on screen. A pro editor might not just use a simple whoosh. They might layer that whoosh with a subtle, low-frequency bass hit to give it weight, and then add a tiny, crisp click at the very end to signal a completion. Individually, these sounds are pretty simple, almost unnoticeable. But when you combine them, they create a sense of impact and professionalism that you can feel. Another incredibly powerful technique is the use of environment sounds, which is often called ambience or atmosphere. Think about a scene that's filmed in a busy city. To make it feel real, you need to hear what that city sounds like. You might hear the distant hum of traffic, the faint chatter of people walking by, maybe the sound of the wind or some birds chirping in a park nearby. These subtle background sounds are what make the scene feel alive and believable. Without that ambience, the video feels sterile and unnatural, almost like it was filmed in a vacuum. Professional editors will always take the time to add these subtle background sounds to build a convincing and immersive atmosphere for their viewers. Then there's something I like to call audio emphasis. This is where editors use specific sound effects to highlight important moments or visual elements on screen. Let's say a piece of text animates onto the screen. You might hear a quick, satisfying click as it appears, or maybe a graphic slides in from the side. You'll hear a smooth whoosh to accompany the movement. These small, deliberate sounds help the viewer notice important visual changes that they might otherwise miss. It's a clever way to direct attention and keep your audience engaged and focused on what matters most. But here's a twist. Great sound design isn't just about adding sounds. It's also about knowing when to take them away. The strategic use of silence is one of the most powerful tools in an editor's arsenal. Silence creates tension and anticipation. When all the sound in a video suddenly disappears, your brain instantly becomes alert. You know something important is about to happen. You lean in, waiting. Big budget movies use this technique all the time to build suspense before a big reveal or a jump scare. And now, more and more top YouTube creators are realizing how effective it is and are starting to use it to make their storytelling more dynamic. Finally, we can't forget the role of music. Music is the emotional engine of a video. It controls the pacing and dictates how the audience should feel from one moment to the next. A slow cinematic track can create a sense of reflection or sadness. Upbeat, fast-paced music creates energy and excitement. Professional editors don't just choose music that sounds good. They choose music that supports the story they're trying to tell. The music works in harmony with the visuals and the sound effects. So when you combine all of these elements together, the layered sound effects, the rich ambient sounds, the strategic use of silence, and the perfectly chosen music cue, create something truly powerful. You create a video that doesn't just look good, it feels immersive. It pulls you in and doesn't let go. Because great editors and great creators understand a very simple truth. People watch videos with their eyes, but they experience them with their ears. And once you start paying attention to sound design in your own videos, I promise they will instantly feel more professional and engaging. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.